American public health officials are struggling to catch up with a killer disease, this year's seasonal flu. The flu virus is already responsible for 63 pediatric deaths and is sickening as many people as at the peak of the 2009 H1N1 pandemic. In fact, of all the deaths in the United States last week, 1 in 10 was caused by flu or pneumonia that's likely flu-related. On a call with reporters, the Center for Disease Control was frank about the bleak outlook.
We were hoping to have better news, but unfortunately, it looks like this flu season continues to be particularly challenging. Our latest tracking data indicate that influenza activity is still on the rise overall. And we don't know if we've hit the peak yet.
There are a number of different influenza strains circulating during any flu season. A big part of the problem with this one is that the flu vaccine people have been getting seems to be working poorly against the dominant strain in North America this year, influenza A H3N2. The CDC hasn't released its own numbers yet, but the Canadian government found that this year's flu vaccine is only about 17% effective against H3N2. In previous years, the flu vaccine has been as much as 60% effective. So why is this one so far off? Dr. Kathryn Edwards chairs the FDA panel that meets twice a year to select which influenza strain should be included in the annual vaccine.
The influenza virus is a very, very difficult and hardy foe. And the influenza virus is very, very good at changing so that it can get around the immunity that we've had from the previous years. And generally, to protect against that, the influenza vaccines will have at least 3, and many will have 4 different strains in the vaccine. There are sites that are funded throughout the world to collect influenza strains from people, from birds, from pigs, to try and understand what is actually happening in nature. We look at those very carefully. We do genetic analysis, and we actually find out exactly what makes up each influenza strain and how it matches certain vaccine strains. It's a process that takes wise people in science and tries to make the best guess for what strain will be circulating. But it's fair to say that we do not bat 1,000.
Part of the problem is that we've been making flu vaccines the same way since the 1940s, by growing viruses in chicken eggs. And recent research suggests this process itself may be one culprit, causing changes in the H3N2 strain that result in the finished vaccine being less effective. Doctors say you should get the flu shot anyway, because even if protection isn't good against H3N2, it could offer better protection against the other strains. In the meantime, researchers are scrambling to develop a so-called universal vaccine that would offer long-lasting protection against all flu strains. More than 30 different candidates are in development and testing. But when they'll be on the market is anyone's guess.